So ESTN was the brainchild of Mr. Robert Raff. About 5 years ago, he's always a bleeding edge, way far ahead of every curve. And it's pivoted a couple of times. It was just Esports Tournament Network. Now it is literally the epicenter of all things blockchain, NFTs, esports, and the perfect way to drive blockchain into mainstream adoption with a phenomenal use case. So I'm super excited. Welcome, Robert.
Hey, thanks for having me. And nice to meet everybody. Miriam, is that correct?
Mariana.
Mariana,
Hi.
very nice to meet you. Thanks for having us. Can we give the floor to Joe Carnes, who will probably pull up? I mean, what should we do? Just do a deep dive on what we've got going on and
We can
kind of
zip
show
through.
you,
Yeah, we can
uh,
zip through a few slides here.
go
Yeah.
through the slides. Okay.
And I'm bummed Ian had to go. Mariana, you're going to totally want to meet him if you guys already know each other.
Yeah, Ian had to jump off. He's on another call. So this was something that we built many years ago, and we were all geared up to launch. And I had just come off of a couple different ICOs back in 2017, and kind of following up with the conversation that was just had in the legal aspects. And I really didn't want to be the poster boy for to launch this at that time as an ICO, as a a token launch. And so I had a ton of different reservations, and I had just come off an ICO. We raised like, I don't know, 45 million in like 6 days. It was kind of crazy. But we ended up refunding everybody in the United States. And, and that was, cops and robbers, kind of, it's not a whole lot has changed, but so I kind of put a kibosh on it, because this was actually 10 times bigger than what we had just done. And we had like major celebrities, and we were launching at the Super Bowl, and there was like, crazy stuff going on. And I've got a family, and the last thing I wanted was a knock on the door and, and whatever the consequences was. So I put it out there, and I said, does anybody else want to take my spot? They're more than welcome to. You be the face of this thing. And once they really dug in and understood that what those consequences could be, nobody's willing to step up. So which was sad, because we've got a tremendous amount of effort and coding and work and everything that we put into this thing. But it was also a blessing, because everybody's seen it, just over the last God, I don't know, 18 months, the space has changed so much, and the technology is moving so fast. What it really did was take a extraordinary platform that we built and literally just injected it with steroids, because we were able to kind of come back in. And I brought Joe in, my partner now, who is more on the architect side. So we were able to really make this thing cool with multiple different features and the mechanics underneath the hood of really what's going on. So that was a little backstory. And so let's go into it. Joe, why don't you take over, and we can show them what we're all about.
Great. So can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. So at its core, what ESTN that is really a game changer for esports and online gaming is that it is a decentralized version of something that would normally be owned by some big esports conglomerate or mega company, where millions and millions of dollars are needed to build it and later distributed as revenue. So what we've done is, after getting reformed and launched, we are from Switzerland now. It is going to be more like a DAO, like was said previously. But imagine incorporating this new element of the seat owner. So in gaming, normally when there's these big tournaments, there's prize pools and users pay something to get into it. And then that gets distributed across either a number one winner, top five winners, whatever. And then the house usually keeps the lion's share of that prize pool and all the profits, sponsor money, and that's how a traditional esports company would make millions of dollars. Here, this is sort of like built by gamers for gamers. So the gamers, anybody, including, and a lot of them will be gamers, can buy a seat license NFT. So what that is when these gamers play in these tournaments, they're basically paying $10, $20 in real fiat currency or crypto, like to buy a game pass. So there doesn't have to really be anything behind it that's crypto based, but by decentralizing it, it's almost like crowdfunding, but they're not really owning tokens or shares, they're owning a percentage of future revenue. So it's sort of like the ILO model, initial licensing offering, that's become sort of popular in the US and other places recently, where you're not buying shares, you're buying a license for revenue. So imagine being able to buy all these, one gamer seat for $50, or coming in and buying 1,000 gamer seats. So the gamers essentially play the tournament game sitting in these theoretical gamer seats in this metaverse that we're building. And by doing that, the seat owners earn a percentage of the revenue in crypto that comes from all of these tournaments happening all the time. Almost like they own, an investment property, and they're earning rental income from that. So they're buying essentially a seat license, but it's in the form of an NFT. And that's where the NFT side of this gets really exciting, because we're calling this sort of NFT 2.0, because you're not just buying a picture of a gamer chair or having, a bedazzled gamer chair. You're buying something that has true utility throughout this whole system. What the features are could actually evolve and change in the NFT. There's going to be a time lock or a dripping out of certain features that get unlocked within the NFT. The user could win some sort of event pass to live events, and like the gamer launch in Las Vegas, or a real world concert. And that could be unlocked through certain things happening within the NFT. We're even incorporating like geolocation changing. So imagine having your NFT in your phone, and you go to a particular event, and it's not until you get to that physical location that something becomes unlocked in the NFT and like shows you your prize, or unlocks some code that you can then use at the event for only those people who are physically at that location. So all of these cool features will be brought to you by us and our developers. And so we talked about the different benefits of being an NFT seat license holder, is earning a percentage of the revenue. There's going to be a staking pool, so your NFT can do different things there. Selling back your seat, so that's a unique feature. So today, if you have a picture of an ape or whatever it is, you really have a glorified JPEG. And if you were to go list that on OpenSea and there's no buyers, your picture is really worth nothing. And you have to wait or keep lowering your price until a buyer emerges. So in this platform, because the system that is decentralized benefits more if the system is able to own the seat as the house, then it actually benefits them. So a user can sell their seed, or basically just trade it or take a loan against it essentially, until they want to take it back or liquidate it. So that idea of being able to sort of take a loan in crypto against an NFT, there are some other platforms that are doing something like that or building things like that, but that is sort of the next level feature that will be baked in. And then, of course, you have the NFT price appreciation. So you hope that your NFT license value goes up over time. If it does, then you're still holding it and you're grooving. So let's go. So on the gamer side, this is sort of a revolutionary platform as well, because we are taking on the very difficult task of sort of creating a global standard in gamer scoring. So from the gamer's perspective right now, there's lots of platforms they can go out there and try and invest a little bit of money for basically just buy into the tournament, no different than like playing in a poker tournament and having to have a minimum to get in. But what's happening a lot of times is they're getting into tournaments where it looks like they're going up against players that have similar skill as they do in that particular game. But there's a few sleepers in there that are true pro esports players, and they just get crushed. So a lot of times it's unclear whether or not you're walking into the lion's den and you're going to get slain, or if you're walking into sort of a fair playing field. So what we've done is we have brought on the brightest gamers in all of these top titles that are the most popular games today, and each of them have different intricacies of what truly makes a skilled player in one game to another. Because in a military shooter style game, they might be like, how many kills you had of the enemy. In John Madden football, it's how many touchdowns you scored and how many yards you got. So there are nuances within each game, but there are some things that are universal. So number of hours played, number of matches played, number of matches won, how many tournaments you've played and what kind of tournaments you played in. Then, of course, the college football style ranking system, where it looks at how good was the player you played against and how much did you win or lose by based on what you should have done based on your two different rankings. So this elaborate algorithm is sort of a proprietary recipe, and it's not owned by us, it's owned by the whole platform, and the whole platform will be owned by the DAO and everyone who's involved. So this could easily become, a $100 million, valued platform in pretty short order. And we're not here to steal all the money. We're here to participate in it just like everybody else, where we will be, buying our own seat licenses and participating in that way. So having that UPR score, a universal player ranking, as it's called in the system, is a value where gamers of all stripes from all over, no matter if you're an amateur or you're a pro, can come start using the system and playing the same games they're playing today, Call of Duty, Valorant, sports games, FIFA, but build their tournaments and run their tournaments on our platform so that the scoring starts processing, and then they start finding out where they fit in and what that clear path is from them going to an amateur gamer to a pro gamer. And just like LinkedIn is used by many different roles or different types of people, this platform too will be used by not just gamers or seat license holders, but also like recruiters. So there's lots of big universities, colleges all over the world who have esport programs, and they have recruiters whose job is to go out there and find the best video game players within particular titles so that they could recruit them. No different than, an NFL scout might be going to college games and recruiting players on that front. So we'll have a certain type of login where a recruiter, an esports recruiter, can register, and then they'd have sort of a clear vision of what everyone's UPR scores are, who's good at which games, and they can reach out to them and either give them a scholarship or whatever that might be. So it's the clear path from going amateur to pro. It's this UPR score ranking and playing like skilled play for the money. So what that means is that the higher skill you are, the different tournaments you get shuffled into. So if you're an intermediate gamer, like you're pretty serious and your skill has put you there, you just can't play in amateur tournaments anymore because it's just not a level playing field anymore. So it's that scoring mechanism that creates a level playing field for the gamers. So a lot of folks ask, how are we going to meet the mass adoption? So there is a pretty robust affiliate program, both on the gamer side and on the seat license holder side. So that'll be launching soon, where users can get their affiliate link and gamers have all their gamer friends, and they'll be spreading their link to get everybody in and registering for free so that they can start participating in tournaments. Then that works similar on the opportunity side. And the launch timeline, we've got a very ambitious timeline here, but unlike 99% of all other crypto projects, our timeline is actually real in terms of this has been a real world company with real software development going on for years now. Like Robert mentioned, it was supposed to launch a few years ago. And over the last 6 to 9 months, we've been really working hard with our dev team to bake in and kind of retool things to match where technology is today, make it look so much better, have the newest iteration of an NFT technology and blockchain baked in there, launching on multiple blockchains. So we solved part of the gas issue problems with Ethereum. And so right now we are selling licenses, or we will be soon as that launches to the public, which should be in the coming weeks. We'd be launching on decentralized exchanges. This mass adoption part is interesting. So aside from the affiliate program, one of our big partners is actually this huge conglomerate of colleges and university esport program in India. So there's hundreds of universities and colleges that have essentially already signed up for this through this partner. And so right off the bat, we will be able to take this tournament model, insert it into those colleges, and they'll take the tournaments they're doing already and just start facilitating the tournaments on the ESTN tournament platform. So one of the big questions that always comes up is like, okay, are they actually playing the video game on your system? The answer is no. So it's actually most similar to like running a fantasy football league. When you want to set up your fantasy football tournament, you can't just, do it on a spreadsheet. I guess you could, but that would really stink. So there's Yahoo Sports. There's a bunch of really big platforms that are excellent at programming in like who your players are, who's on your team, what's the name of your team, what's your logo, do you have merchandise that you want to sell with it? So that type of software, basically a tool, a platform that facilitates tournaments no matter what kind of game or video game you're playing, is what our strong suit is. So further down the road, and we're talking in like blockchain years and months, so this is actually only like 4 or 5 months away now, is wrapping in these other layers on top of the tournament platform. So we are soon going to be launching the pre-sale where users can buy as little as 1 seat all the way up to millions of tokens worth of seats, but you're essentially buying an NFT, and users can buy these NFTs that at the early stages it'll be the cheapest, and then obviously each round they're buying this license for future revenue that will cost more and more.
Awesome. And can we know like when the minting of NFTs is happening by just going to your site?
Yeah, so the first thing will be we're giving away totally for free the first 50,000, because there is going to be a total of at least 200,000 seats in this virtual gamer arena. So if you just go there and register, you'll automatically be receiving the first NFT, and it will be
the lead. Okay.
Yep. And it'll be on, it's not going to cost you $300, $400 in gas to mint it. It'll be like 50 cents. This is probably going to be on Polygon first.